Hi guys, welcome
Yo.
back to my channel. I almost want to call it our channel at this point.
It's getting pretty close here. It's getting close.
Obviously, like, do I even have to introduce this guy?
Leave it in the comments if we should.
If you know who he is.
If you know who I am. We're not saying my name today. So, or our relationship or anything.
Our relationship status. If you already know who this guy is, I think it's our channel. Alright, enough being weird.
Mostly her channel. We'll go with that. Welcome back to Mostly Her Channel.
Today's video is actually something that was requested on a Q&A that I did on my Instagram.
Yep.
So my Instagram friends have noticed that I don't normally drink alcohol, and they ask me questions about it, and when I answer the questions they want even more info on it. So here we are doing an entire video on why we don't really drink alcohol and all things related to that. So if this is something you want to learn about, or if you're inspired or just interested in why we're so weird and unusual,
it's strange,
this is the video for you.
This is it.
What is this guy doing? Oh, by the way, we're in New York right now. We're actually in Brooklyn.
We're in Brooklyn, yeah.
Williamsburg.
So we're in Williamsburg. We're looking at the New York skyline.
Yeah, so that's why the setting is different, and you might hear some noises and stuff. We are basically just gonna explain our beliefs on this topic, and then I asked you guys on Instagram if you had any specific questions regarding this topic. So I also have a couple of questions that we'll read off and share answers to.
So let's start with like history of drinking. So like I probably started partying when I was very young.
What is this?
Yeah, this is interesting. But like seriously, just to give you guys like an idea, like we used to drink a lot, and like we would social drink, and we would also, is social drinking and binge drinking the same thing? Like I feel like they're different. Like social is like having a couple of drinks, and binge drinking is drinking an entire bottle of whiskey. And we would do that, but like partying. We were definitely college drinkers. Yeah. And I was a high school drinker. And
me too.
We've been doing this for a long time, or we were doing it for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And then now we are 27 and 26, and it's been probably a couple of years now that we like really have like tailed off.
Yeah.
But more recently, I don't drink at all now.
Yeah. I think the last time I had a drink was a couple weeks ago. Yeah. But before that, it was probably like a couple months. It's not really like we're not counting the days, we're not counting the months, and we're not sober. Like it's not like we can't have a sip of alcohol or we don't, I don't know, we're just not sober, but we really don't drink. So that's kind of the current situation and where we came from. But yeah, in college where we met, we were huge drinkers.
All-stars.
All-stars for sure. I used to drink like 13 shots a night.
She's crazy, and look at, she's so small.
Yeah, and we didn't actually hang out with each other sober until like a few months. 6 months of dating, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we had some like day after hangouts for sure.
We probably started drinking again the day
after. I remember we like went to like the cabin the one time and watched a movie and stuff. And, like,
there was beer.
Okay. Maybe a beer. Yeah, you're right. There was.
We were going
completely
hard.
Different than how we treat alcohol nowadays.
Yeah. So, and it was appropriate at the time for how we felt. I'm not saying it's inappropriate to drink alcohol at this age or anything. No. But just for like where we were at in our lives and what we were trying to do, it really didn't get in the way. We were still both getting good grades in school. I had like 47 jobs still that alcohol never got in the way of. It never caused like friction in our relationship really, except for a few times.
And one of us have gone too hard.
One of us.
I feel like I've gone too hard too. But
when?
She kind of tailed off drinking before I did.
Because I'm older than him. I'm 6 months older than him, and I swear that I stopped drinking like 6 months before he did.
Yeah, so then I was like still kind of going at it a little bit. So anyhow,
but you weren't like too drunk ever. So we did have some friction in our relationship when I was still in my prime and just like really out of control, and it kind of pissed him off.
Yeah, it was just kind of
because it was like,
it was a little embarrassing, I guess, or something. You know, like, whoa, dude.
I thought it was
cool. And we were like, and it's nothing.
So there was a little bit of drama like that, but it wasn't like, I feel like alcohol is really toxic for some relationships, and like
a lot of arguments.
You get in fights, stuff like that. It never happened like that. It was literally just, I got him concert tickets for Valentine's Day one year, and I was so drunk at the concert that I was like falling asleep on the wall.
Yeah.
And then we got kicked out because of that, and we actually didn't get to see the concert.
Forgot about that one.
So it kind of like ruined my own Valentine's Day gift. And you know, so stuff like that kind of caused like a little bit of friction. When I kind of got over it before Clayton, it was literally like right when I turned 21, I kind of stopped getting over drinking the way...
Like the binge drinking, I'd say.
Because I don't know if I call it binge drinking.
That is binge drinking when you do 13 shots in a night and black out. Blacking out is binge drinking. She got over the binge drinking, but then would still have like maybe glasses of wine or something like at dinner with people or at the house or stuff like that.
Literally after I turned 21, it was kind of like, all right, that was that. And he still hadn't turned 21, and he was still going like pretty hard, but he was never like that sloppy or embarrassing like I was. But it was just really hard for me to like tolerate someone who was still heavily drinking when I wasn't, because if you guys have ever been sober, dealing with like a drunk person, it's not fun at all. No. And so I would have to go like pick him up from parties or bars or whatever, like early in the morning, late at night, whatever you want to call it, like 2 a.m. And that was kind of annoying. I don't know if I ever told you this.
What?
In my head...
No, you had the, like a 6-month timeline or something.
Yeah, I had, in my head, once I turned 21 and I was over it, and he wasn't over it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him 6 months and see if we're like more on the same page after those 6 months, and if we're not, I'm gonna break up with him, because I can't be with someone who is trying to do something completely different with their life than I am.
Right.
I never told him that during that, because I didn't want to like try to change him or sway him or anything. I just wanted it to happen naturally, and luckily he actually did pretty much like get over it. Not completely once you turn 21, it took you like a little while longer, but now he's like even more over it than I am.
Completely over it.
So
yeah, so then like, you know, from 21 to 26 we would have the occasional glasses of wine or stuff like that, but now like over the last maybe 6 months I haven't had any alcohol in probably a few months now, and like before that it would be like 1 beer month off, 1 beer month off kind of deal.
Yeah, 1 beer every other month.
It's crazy. But so let's talk about some of why now.
Okay.
What makes us do it now?
So basically, if we had to boil it down to something like pretty easy for you guys to take away, I would say that the main reason that we don't really participate in drinking anymore is because we really value feeling good.
Like 100%.
And yeah, we really value feeling 100%, and
or as close to it. I mean, it's hard to feel 100% even any given day.
But we love to feel our best, mostly because that's enjoyable to experience. It's also more enjoyable to be around someone who feels good rather than someone who doesn't. And we are very goal driven and ambitious, and we're like at a time in our lives where we're building our careers and we're adventuring and exploring and expanding so many parts of our lives. When you don't feel 100%, it's a lot harder to do any of those things.
Who likes a hangover? Nobody likes a hangover. And like what I started feeling specifically, and I think Delaney started getting it too, is like getting hungover after 1 drink or 2 drinks. I get hungover after 1 sip sometimes. Like literally, like I'll have a sip of her wine and I'll wake up the next day not feeling right. And it's not like a severe hangover, but it's you're not feeling right. We just really value feeling good. Like we love waking up on a Saturday or Sunday morning and feeling good and getting our work done and getting whatever is done on our to-do list and being happy and on top of things. And like we love that feeling way more than we love the feeling of being drunk. So it kind of outweighs the other. And something else that we always talk about when we do have some alcohol or something the next day is basically the way that we feel after we have alcohol is dulled. So all of our senses are dulled. Like your sight,
our sight is a little bit worse, our hearing is a little bit worse, our
touch even.
Yeah, you're like more sensitive to touch. Like you can't be as active, you can't think as sharp, you can't speak as well.
But nobody has time for that.
We don't have time for that.
No.
We do not have time to like lay around and not feel good voluntarily.
Right.
You voluntarily say, I'm gonna ingest this thing that I am well aware will probably make me feel less than my best self tomorrow, and I volunteer to do that. Like, we just don't volunteer to do that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, it just has to do with, like, I don't want to really call it health, because, I mean, obviously, those health repercussions can come about from drinking alcohol, and it's not like the healthiest thing that you could do. It's definitely healthier not to drink it. So we are motivated by that, but it's not like we stopped drinking for health reasons. I would say it's more just like personal beliefs, I guess, and values. Like, we value feeling good.
What we value more. So, I mean, yeah, it's been a long process to get here. I mean, it hasn't been intentional though, ever.
Yeah, it's been long, but gradual and natural. So it was never like, let's have a meeting, let's stop drinking. Like, it was just kind of like getting a little bit more over it, You just start turning it down more and more and more. Yeah. And then now I'm to the point where if we go out to dinner with people that are having drinks, I probably won't. Don't get one. Yeah. Oh, I also like kind of call it every time I do have alcohol, not every time, like last time I had a glass of wine, I didn't really have any repercussions. I mean, I'm sure I could have been sharper and happier and like all of those good things the next day a little bit more if I didn't, but pretty much every time I have alcohol, it's more so like a reminder to myself of why I don't have alcohol than anything else. Like, that's really what I take away from it, rather than like, I actually loved that and I want to do it more. Let's do it again tonight. Yeah, it usually turns out more into like, thanks for reminding myself a little bit more that I don't need that. Yeah. So that's where we were, where we're at, I think. And why. And so then I think we'll answer some questions.
Yeah, let's see what people are wondering. And I mean, in no way do we shame people who drink. No. Anything like that. Like I said, absolutely, like if I felt good after I had beer, I would probably drink beer more often. But unfortunately, I don't feel good, so I don't do it. Yeah. Also, the way that our lives are set up right now, and like our careers, we work every single day. There's no day off, and there's no day that we can't do something that furthers our goals. And maybe if we had a different lifestyle in that sense, we would be like, oh, it's the weekend, we don't have any responsibilities, like there's nothing we can work on this weekend, like, no, that's, you know, maybe we would feel differently about it then too. But the way our lifestyle is, we have so much opportunity every day to do something for our future, and we like really want to harness that and take advantage of it, and adding alcohol to that equation gets in the way of it more so than not. So more than it helps. Yes. So a lot of people ask what we do in social settings if we feel like awkward not drinking, or if we feel like we miss out on opportunities, like friends don't invite you places because you don't drink, or you're not like motivated to go out because you don't drink. Kind of like, how does it affect us socially? I mean, for me, when we're out with friends and they're all having a drink, you just have to be like very confident in what you want. And so for me, I really just don't want to feel sick the next day. So it's very easy for me to just say, no, I'm fine. What I've been doing lately is either like getting like sparkling water with lime, or even like a mocktail. I've done that actually at a couple dinners recently. It still tastes really good, and you know, you're having the placebo effect almost. Yeah. You're having a drink, and it's like half the price. So yeah, we love that about it too. You can save money, but no pressure. There's I don't feel any pressure. Yeah, I mean, I think if you depends on the setting. Don't want to drink, and you have friends who make you feel bad about that and shame you for that, I don't know why they're your friends. Yeah, that's not really rude. A good friend. That's rude. Yeah, it's definitely rude. But I could see, you know, what happens, like, and this used to happen to us in college, is if you're going to like a bar setting and people are like partying, like getting drunk, they're gonna be like, come on, take a shot, or come on, get some drinks. Why aren't you drinking? Why aren't you drinking? And like, that's because they're drinking and they're partying, and they want you to be feeling how they feel. Yeah, it's gonna be awkward because then your friend's drunk, and then you're trying to explain to your friend, no, I don't want to. It's just gonna be a little weird, and we don't put ourselves in bar situations anymore. No. Question so we never really have that. Do you feel like you don't want to go out because of it or whatever? The honest truth is, we don't really enjoy going out. So like you said, we don't put ourselves in bar situations because we don't enjoy bar situations, whether we're drinking or sober. Like, I enjoy places where I can hear the people I'm talking to and have decent, meaningful conversations, and bar settings never solicit that, so we don't enjoy that anyways.
I do know that there is people who don't drink and do still enjoy that setting,
bars, yeah.
and they still go, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So it's definitely doable.
And it depends on your like personality.
Yeah.
I guess.
Again, with the friends like excluding you or stuff, if your friends are excluding you because of your beliefs about not drinking, I don't really think those are good friends.
It's not nice, yeah.
So we don't have that problem.
No.
Obviously, our friends might extend the invitation for us to go to a nightclub or something, knowing that we'll decline because we don't enjoy that or partake in that. And I think all parties are okay with it when we say no, because it's not our scene, so why would we be there?
Yeah, they get it.
And you know, we just enjoy different settings and situations with our friends. So we love going to dinner with our friends. I love going to like a quiet little bar or something and drinking water or tea and talking with them, or going to coffee, having people over for dinner. We love stuff like that, and so we tend to do stuff like that with our friends rather than going and spending a bunch of money on a Saturday night and staying out past 10 p.m.
I mean, I guess maybe like a recommendation, if you're having a lot of your friends ask you to go out and drink and you don't really want to, just say, no, I'll be staying home tonight, but hey, tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning or later this week, do you want to go grab coffee? Like,
yeah, I want to go to breakfast.
Like, yeah, I still want to see you and I still want to hang out with you, but I would just prefer not to be going to the bar. Yeah. So let's do something else. So just offer something else.
If that's the only way that your friends want to hang out.
Offer a different setting, and they should probably take you up on it. Yeah. They're your friends, so.
So socially, it is totally acceptable if you have friends who are actually good friends and care about you. And it's also really important, I think, in the situation to express your... What are you looking at?
These helicopters, sorry. Crazy. It's a crazy view out here.
But I think it's important to like stand by your beliefs and explain them to your friends, and don't be like on a high horse like everybody has to stop drinking because you're not drinking, but just be like really comfortable with yourself and your beliefs and own it, and that should make everyone in the situation comfortable and accepting of your beliefs as well.
Right.
And if they're not, they're probably not good friends, as we mentioned. So
okay,
what Clayton mentioned about getting a mocktail or just like sparkling water in a wine glass, or we drink kombucha in a wine glass, as you guys have seen on Instagram, that kind of really helps in a social setting, because one of the biggest uncomfortable parts about not drinking is when you are at a social setting and everybody has a drink in their hand, because that's a crutch, I guess, almost that people use. It's not even the alcohol, it's literally just having like a drink in your hand in a social setting is very comfortable and normal, and everybody else has one. So if you can just get yourself a mocktail or even like sparkling water in a fancy glass, you're gonna feel like you fit right in, and you don't have to be drinking anything that makes you feel not so hot the next day or the night of. And like some people ask, do we pretend to drink at events and stuff? Sometimes when I'm like drinking a mocktail, I mean, I don't go around saying like, this is a mocktail, this is a mocktail. Like if people are like, what are you drinking? I'll be like, oh, I just had them make me some drink or whatever. I don't say like, I had them make me a drink without alcohol, because I don't want to sound like I'm on a high horse or anything too crazy, but I'm also not ashamed of it either. And if someone was like, does that have alcohol in it? I'd be like, no. So it's not really pretending that you're drinking alcohol, it's just drinking your drink, they're drinking their drink. Who knows what's in everybody's drink? Who cares?
Who knows? Who cares?
Some people ask like, if and when we do drink, what is it?
What is it? For me nowadays, it's just like maybe a cocktail that's on the menu or a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I can't do beer at all.
Yeah, I have like a glass of wine.
She's a wine, yeah.
Like sometimes if we go to like a really cool place, like, I don't know, maybe somewhere here in New York that we've never been that's really trendy or something, and they have some really yummy sounding cocktails, I would try one of those, but I do prefer not the hard alcohols, I guess, at this point. I usually just get like a white wine or something, just like a Chardonnay. And it's pretty chill. Do you ever miss having funny drunk nights and times?
Do we ever miss it? Sorry, I got really bright. Do we ever miss it? You know, no, I don't. I don't at all. Because we had so many, and
we had a lot of it.
Holy moly. And some you look back on and you're like, whoa.
Sketchy.
What? Yeah, really sketchy.
It's a sketchy
like not really that safe.
Live. Oh yeah, no.
So no, but like now we have tons of funny moments that we think of, and like we have friends, you know, that we'll go and we'll laugh hysterically with, and without any alcohol. So
no, we don't miss like funny drunk nights or anything, because we probably make each other cry laughing like once a week.
Yeah.
Stop breathing, stomach hurts, crying, because we're just really silly, weird people. Yeah. So we just have like a lot of funny, silly, dumb
Weird
moments still all the time. I mean, okay, so here's like a peek into that. People actually ask all the time if we're high, and we are never high.
No.
I honestly haven't smoked weed since high school, which is like the only time you're not supposed to do that, but that's fine. But so the way that we live our life is almost like we are drunk all the time. Yeah, it's just like, but we're not impaired, we're just actually like that
weird,
silly and stupid.
Yeah.
So no, we don't miss that because we kind of still act like we're drunk. I don't know.
Act like children.
We're not like stuffy and bored or something when we're not drunk. No. So it's like, you know, we're not suffering on the laughs.
We're pretty childish.
We're so childish.
Pretty, yeah. We are extremely childish.
Okay, so something people are asking about is kind of like friend groups and stuff again. One thing that I want to throw in here is that once you start owning your belief and rocking it and sending out that vibration, you will attract people who have similar beliefs and values. They'll just like come out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
Like we've made some really great friends who are similar to us in those beliefs, and it's so easy to hang out with them.
Yeah.
We also have a ton of friends who do not have the same beliefs in this scenario, which is absolutely fine with us, and we have so much fun with them too. Yeah. But if you do need people who are on the same page as you, once you start putting it out there and owning it, you will attract it.
They'll come to you.
Yeah. How has it benefited our life, like physically and personally?
I mean, I think everybody understands alcohol is not a good thing for you. Ingesting it, it's not good for your skin. It's not good for your liver. It's not good for, you know, probably everything inside your body. So I don't know exactly what's going on in there, but I do know like how my stomach feels, and my stomach never really feels too messed up.
Yeah, you used
That's
to have
where
a lot
I would get it, or like
issues.
Overall, physically, mentally, it's just like you're never hungover, so, and you're never just putting like terrible stuff in your body.
Yeah,
so.
It's not as taxing on your organs and stuff, I would imagine. Yeah. Like he was saying, with skin and hair and everything, I feel like it's obviously better because of that. And alcohol also is not great for your weight. Not that we were ever like overweight, but I feel like physically we can be a little bit leaner because of that. And
yeah, I mean, like when you're drunk, think of all like the munchies you eat like late at night, like all those extra calories, and there's a ton of calories in alcohol. And then the next day when you're hungover, you don't want to go to the grocery store, go shopping. And you can't move
your body, you can't exercise that day.
You're postmating Burger King or something.
Yeah. So I feel like physically, obviously, it's just pretty apparent that it's going to be like good for your body overall. So we experience all kinds of bonuses from that. Another thing physically that I feel like is really beneficial for it, so if you guys don't know, I went on a rant about this before on my Instagram and started calling water Jennifer because of this, but JLo doesn't drink any alcohol, and obviously she looks freaking amazing.
I am like really untan compared to you. Okay, sorry, keep going.
She looks phenomenal, and there's obviously other factors that have to do with that, not just the non-drinking of alcohol, but I was very inspired by that. So alcohol will age you incredibly fast, so you know, I feel like we are hopefully preventing that a little bit by not drinking.
Me too.
And then another thing that has benefited in our lives is our bank account.
Yeah,
because alcohol is freaking expensive,
especially in LA.
And even if you just go to dinner and you had 2 glasses of wine versus not having 2 glasses of wine,
it's $30 or $40 on your wine.
And that's only 1 glass of wine each, which is not much. So I feel like we save money from that.
Yeah, I agree.
And we definitely get more work done and better work done, being
so it's just
sharp and healthy and vital.
Money multiplier.
Yeah, those are some benefits. So a lot of you are asking, since we don't drink alcohol, everybody needs some sort of vice or something to sort of relieve them from stress and everything. So what do we do instead of drinking alcohol or like having a beer or wine after a long day?
Yeah.
Do you have an answer?
I don't do anything. I don't need anything. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well for me, honestly, this sounds so crazy, but do you know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, I do. You ask me to do it every night.
No, that's not what I'm gonna say.
Darn it.
I do like that too.
You can mention that.
Maybe we can coincide them. This is gonna sound crazy, but
okay, I know what it is.
You do?
Yeah.
What?
It's Bravo.
Yeah. So
This is all one thing. It's one thing. It's Bravo and a foot rub.
Yeah.
And I'm the foot rubber, and I turn on the TV and I put
Bravo
on.
If you weren't there, I would still watch Bravo.
You do ask me to do it. Okay. But you do ask me to turn the television
on. The foot rub is like the extra bonus.
It's a cherry on
extra
top.
Shot.
Cherry on top.
It's my extra shot.
Double shot, please.
It's my, what do they call
Double
it? Like
shot.
A tall or?
Yeah. An extra tall.
Extra tall.
Stiff. Make it stiff.
A stiff Bravo. Wow. But yeah, so that sounds ridiculous and crazy, but honestly, when I have had a long day and I feel like I need to unwind and relax, I watch something on Bravo, like an episode of Real Housewives, or watch What Happens Live, or anything like that, and it honestly like unwinds me and relaxes me and just makes me feel kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, then I guess I don't do anything.
Sleep.
I like to sleep.
When you're like, it's been a long day, like I need to just decompress, you're like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
I'm gonna go to bed. Okay, so I think that was pretty good.
We don't really have that. We don't smoke, we don't do drugs, we don't really drink alcohol, so we eat a lot of food.
We like to eat food.
Sometimes maybe like sugar's kind of like that. Like sometimes it's like, oh, I've had a long day, I need a piece of cookie dough.
Yeah, small amount though. Small amount of sugar.
Yeah, it's like equivalent to a glass of wine, probably.
Okay.
That is how we survive without alcohol and why we choose to live that way currently. So, you know, we might catch our second wind like some people do.
People do, like in their 40s and 50s, like they're major
there's
party
those
animals.
moms that like go harder than
maybe we even did in college.
Yeah, so, you know, watch out. We might be back on the scene one day.
Look out for us.
But for now, we are perfectly content living this way, and we wanted to share all the information with you guys since you asked, and we hope that this was helpful and supportive for anyone who feels similar to this or who wants to
reduce the amount of
anything like
consumption.
that. But either way, you are doing great and you are accepted and loved
the way you are,
so don't worry.
For sure.
But yeah, we just wanted to share and hopefully open up the conversation for anyone who needed to hear these things or wanted to chat about them. Yeah, curiosity, all those good things. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this type of video, let us know and we can do more. You can even request topics on what you would want us to cover down below. Give it a thumbs up. Yeah. Also subscribe so you can
forget to do that.
Hang out with us more because we
mostly
love
her
that.
though. Mostly her. Mostly her channel. Yeah, this is like our first kind of like almost podcast video. We've done like Q&As before. But so if you like these kind of like where we talk, we just talk and go on a topic or something.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Okay. Bye.